guys, how's it going? My name is Jeremy. Welcome to Polyphonic Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing Be the Void by Dr. Dog. Now, Dr. Dog are a rock band from Pennsylvania. They've been around for about 12 years, and this is actually their 7th studio album. And this album starts off with a song called Lonesome, which has this sort of country, folky rock kind of vibe going on with it. It has this sort of stomp clap kind of rhythm, and it really reminds me of like a jug band or something. You know, you get the visual of these guys playing this song on a hot summer's day on the front porch with like jugs and, you know, those washtub basses and things like that. It really has that sort of southern sort of outdoorsy feel. This is really music in its purest form, and I really dug this track. The song These Days is really more of a pop rock kind of track. It has some really interesting guitar melodies sort of mixed with these keyboards playing the harmony to it. And it's got this really cool piano riff playing throughout the song, and it's really sort of an up-tempo type of thing. I thought it was really well placed on the album and gave the album a little bit of a lift there. It's pretty different from the song Lonesome, and it really goes to show you that these guys are not afraid to sort of change up the style every once in a while. Do the Trick has a really laid-back groove with it, and it's a little more laid-back than the rest of the songs, but I thought, you know, it had a little bit more tempo to keep it interesting, and it wasn't tedious or anything like that. It kept you engaged throughout the whole song. There was never really a boring moment in the song, and even though it is a little bit more laid back, it still has a bit of a sense of urgency with it. I thought the song Heavy Light was pretty interesting. It starts off with this sort of exotic bongo type of thing, and the overall feel of the whole song really reminds me of Nothing But Flowers by Talking Heads. And whether it was like a conscious tribute or just a coincidence, it really does sound like that song. And I don't think Talking Heads would really have a problem with it, because it really, you know, so many songs do sound so similar, and it really is a good groove and a really good song. And I think that, you know, that even though those two songs are similar, they don't exactly sound the same. And, you know, I think that it's okay to get away with it every once in a while. One thing that I thought was pretty clever on this song is it actually broke down at a certain point, and it just had the piano playing, and it sort of built back up to and they sort of jammed on it for a while. And what I understand, this album was really recorded live in the studio, so it's possible that that was just an improvisational thing, and that it was just spontaneous, and they just went with it, and obviously it sounded good. And, you know, that tells you that what a unit they are, and they're good, they can play well off of each other. The album closes with a song called Turning the Century, and it's a bit more of a psychedelic thing with the sitar, and the chord changes are really reminiscent of the Beatles. It's probably more of a tribute to the Beatles. You know, like I said, with the chord changes and the melody and the use of the sitar, it definitely sounds like something from Sgt. Pepper or something like that. And, you know, it's again, each of these songs are pretty different from the last. This album is pretty eclectic, and to go from song to song and changing up the style each time really keeps you engaged and interested in the whole thing. And which is why I don't think there's really a weak song on this album. Maybe the closing track is the weakest, but that's because it's just so different from the rest of the songs. Each song is different, but this one is pretty different from the rest of the record. The production on this album is pretty good. There's no real complaints in this department. Everything is coming in clearly, and like I said, this album was recorded live, so it's really just a band cutting loose in the studio, which is a great way to record. It really captures the energy and the essence of a live band. This album is pretty good. It's kind of all over the place, but I really do like the directions that it goes in. And it really shows that the band isn't confined to one specific genre, and they're not afraid to explore everything and sort of, you know, showcase what they're interested in. So I really liked it. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. So that's what I thought about the album. Let me know what you guys think in the comments or with the video response. Please leave your suggestions for albums to review in the comments as well, and I'll see you next time. Take care.